HDB resale prices have fallen for the second consecutive quarter. Does this mean that HDB prices are crashing? Should sellers panic or should buyers continue waiting? Actually, I think both HDB sellers and buyers should start taking action now, but for very different reasons. Let me explain. For almost 5 years, HDB sellers enjoy one of the strongest markets Singapore has ever seen. Many owners simply listed their flats and waited for the buyers to compete. And you can see a lot of units are actually asking high COV or record prices. But today, the numbers tell us a different story. Resale prices have declined for 2 consecutive quarters. Transaction volume has dropped. Units are taking longer to sell. You realize that there are some units that you inquired in Property Guru a few months ago are actually still selling, and some of them has also dropped prices. This actually tells us one thing. The market has shifted from a seller's market to a more balanced market. Buyers now have more choices and are negotiating much harder. If you're still pricing your flat based on what your neighbors sold for last year, you might end up much longer than expected. This is the part many sellers overlook. In the second half of this year, more than 13,000 HDB flats will complete their minimum occupation period and they will enter the resale market. This means that there will be thousands of additional units that will be competing for the same pool of buyers. More supply usually means more competition. If a flat enters the market after all these listings appear, buyers will simply have more options to compare and take longer time to actually offer your units, or even at a lower price. That doesn't mean that your flat won't sell. It simply means pricing, presentation, and marketing become much more important. It also means that it will most likely take longer time for you to sell your flat. If you already decided to upgrade, right size, or cash out, delaying your sales could actually compete in a much more crowded market. Imagine when there's more sellers and more supply in the market, the buyers will have more choices and it will mean that you will take a longer time to sell off your HDB. Sometimes selling earlier isn't about getting highest priced. It's about avoiding increased competition. Now let's talk about buyers. Many people think that prices have dropped significantly, so maybe they should wait another year. But here's what I'm saying. You actually have more listing now, more rooms to negotiate, less competition from other buyers, and this is actually one of the healthiest buying environment we've seen in quite some time. The biggest mistakes buyers buy is focusing only on whether the price might fall for another 1 or 2%, which probably will just save you another few thousands. Instead, focus on buying the right property at the right value with either a good layout, a good location, near MRT, or future growth potential. These opportunities don't stay forever. If you're planning to upgrade from a HDB to a condo, here's something even more important. Don't just watch your HDB selling price, watch the price gap. Even if a HDB sells for slightly lesser, the condo you are buying may actually offer a higher value or more negotiating room. What really matters isn't about your HDB selling for another 5 to 10k more. It's whether your overall upgrade cost becomes lower. Because while we wait for a slightly higher offer for a few thousands more for your HDB, the condo that you are actually keen in might have already jumped a few hundred thousands more. That is when the price gap actually becomes bigger. That is why every HDB upgrader should calculate the entire move, not just your selling price. So whether you are selling or buying, don't make a decision based on the headline. Understand the market, understand your options, and make your move with a clear strategy. But here's something interesting. Just as the HDB resale prices start cooling, the government made another major announcement. It has removed the 15 months wait-out period for the private property owners to buy HDB resale flats with immediate effect. So why now? Does this mean that the government expects HDB prices to rise again? Will this benefit HDB sellers, buyers, or private owners looking to right-size? I'll break it down in my next video. Once again, I'm Christine and see you soon.